Namaste, Masters. Welcome to this evening's meditation and wisdom sharing session. We had looked at Shiva Sutras, and we looked at the first sutra, which was Chaitanyam Atma. Consciousness is the soul, is Atma. Today, we start with the second sutra, which is Jnanam Bandhaha, meaning Gnan, meaning knowledge. Knowledge is bondage. Now, this sutra raises a lot of questions. We are attending wisdom sharing sessions. We read scriptures, we read books, and Patriji has asked us to basically be in the company of masters. All that is to do with gaining knowledge. Yet, the second sutra of Shiva Sutra says, Jnanam Bandhaha, knowledge is bondage. So what is he trying to tell us? He's saying that all the knowledge that we gather or we have gathered from outside, which we have taken from the scriptures, the knowledge we have borrowed from the great masters, the knowledge which is stored in our memory, all this is bondage because at the end of the day, this knowledge is still but just a pointer. We cannot free ourselves from it. I will explain. We cannot find a man more enslaved than the Pandit. So all kinds of people are sick, but none among them is more afflicted with cancer than the Pandit, the scholar. There is no cure for him. He is beyond treatment. The trouble with him is that he knows. Hence, he can neither listen nor understand. Before you say anything to him, he has already understood the meaning of it. Before he has heard from you, he would have formed his own theory. A mind filled with words is incapable of knowing. He knows so much without really knowing, because all his knowledge is borrowed. If knowledge could be attained through scriptures, everyone would have attained it. Knowledge is attained when a person becomes silent, when he has actually dropped all the scriptures. When he returns to the world, all the knowledge which he has borrowed from others, when he actually goes on a search of that which is his original existence, the one which he has not attained from other people. Now let us try and understand this a little. We have received our body from our parents. We have nothing in our body that is actually ours. One half of it is from our contribution from our father. The other half is the contribution from our mother. Then the body is made up of the food that we each eat every day. And further, the body contains the 5 elements, the air, the fire, and so on. We can't claim any of these as ours. But our consciousness consists of neither of these elements, nor have we obtained it from our parents. Whatsoever we know, we have learned it from our schools and universities. We have heard it from our scriptures. We have obtained it from our gurus. But all of that is a part of the body, not of our soul. Our soul is that which we have obtained from no one. So our true nature consists of that which we have received from nobody, neither from our mother, nor our father, society, guru, or scripture. Until we discover that pure element, which is innately ours, we won't be able to realize our true being. So knowledge is the bondage because it doesn't allow you to reach to your true nature, your true being. It is the knowledge that has divided mankind. We call ourselves Hindu or Muslim. Have we ever thought why we are either a Hindu, a Christian, or a Muslim? What is the difference between a Hindu and a Christian? Can a physician ever find out by taking a blood test whether the blood belongs to a Hindu or a Christian? Can anyone determine whether a particular bone has been taken out from the body of a Hindu or a Christian? There is no way. We won't know anything by investigating bodies, because the bodies of both a Hindu or a Christian are made of the same 5 elements. But if we examine the minds, we will surely know who is a Hindu and who is a Christian. For the simple reason that our scriptures are different. The principles are different. The words are different. The difference between the two consists of words. You are a Hindu because you received one kind of knowledge, which is labeled as Hindu. Somebody is a Jain because he received a different kind of knowledge, which is named as Jaina. All the differences between you are the walls of knowledge. And all your knowledge is actually borrowed. Raise a Muslim child in a Hindu household. He will grow to be a Hindu. He will wear the sacred thread like a Brahmin does. He will quote from the Vedas and the Upanishads. Similarly, let a Hindu child be brought up in a Muslim household. He will begin reciting the verses of Quran. Therefore, it is knowledge which binds us. It makes a wall around you. It makes you fight your fellow beings. It brings malice and enmity in our lives. Just think for a while, if we were not brought up as Hindus, Muslims, Jains, or Parsi, what would you do? We would grow up as a human being without any walls around us. There are about 300 different religions in the world. That is 300 different prisons. Each man is made to be locked up in one or the other prison. As soon as he is born, the priests try their best to have their control over the child as early as possible. They call it religious education. But there is nothing more irreligious than this. The child is caught young, before he is 7, because after that it would be difficult each day to exercise control over the child. If the child were to gain even a little bit of understanding, he will begin to raise questions. And the Pandits absolutely have no answers to the child's questions. The Pandit can only satisfy the idiots. The less intelligent a person is, the more quickly he is satisfied by the Pandit. He asks a question and the answer is given to him. You ask a Pandit, who created this world? He will answer, God created the world. You come home happy and satisfied without asking him, who created God? The Pandit would have been very annoyed had you asked him this second question, because even he doesn't know. The answer is not given in the book, and it is a bothersome question. Who created God? You can go on and on asking questions on the same line endlessly, no matter what the answer may be. If you look at it closely, you will find that your first question was not answered at all. The Pandit merely satisfied your curiosity, seeing that you are not so intelligent. Children are innocent. Their faculties of reasoning and thinking are not developed as yet. They are not in a position to ask questions. Whatever garbage one may dump into their brains, they will accept it. Children are open to everything because they feel whatever is given to them must be right. A child can't raise many questions. In order to raise a question, one requires some degree of maturity. That's why all the religions grab the children and virtually strangle their spirits. This strangling looks very beautiful, very ornamental. One has the Bible hanging in his neck, while someone has the Quran hanging in his neck. The third one has the Gita hanging around his neck. These ties are so endearing that it requires a tremendous courage for one to get rid of them. And whenever you will try to drop them, one danger will come facing you. Doing away with these books would mean you know nothing. Only the books contain all the knowledge. Hence, you become anxious to guard the scriptures with your life. This is the only way you can hide your ignorance. It would be a very simple matter if one could do away with ignorance just by hiding it. The fact is, ignorance grows more when you hide it. It is like hiding a wound. But hiding a wound won't cure it. Instead, it will grow inside deeper and deeper, and the pus will spread throughout within the body. Shiva says knowledge is bondage. Any knowledge, whether learned from somebody or borrowed from somewhere, the knowledge is the cause of bondage. Because it is a pointer, we need to go beyond the pointer. Hence, we need to drop all that which we have acquired from others. Meditation will reveal to us the true knowledge which is not borrowed, the knowledge which is beyond space and time, beyond words and thought, beyond all that is perceivable and conceivable. Meditation will give us that which we have received from no one, that which is authentically ours. There is a spring of consciousness hidden within us, which no one has given us. It is our very own nature, our own treasure, our own soul. Thank you, Masters, for listening to this wisdom sharing. Please feel free to unmute yourself and share wisdom or any experiences that you may have. Thank you. Thank you, Varonija. Thank you.
Thank you, Dinesh. Thank you. Yeah, I remember even the first sutra when you said it's simple. Consciousness is awareness. Basically, that's what we are, right? Consciousness. And all through the couple of weeks I've been thinking about it, makes more sense. Basically, without awareness, everything that happens, we won't. We won't even be aware of it. So it's though it's short, it's pretty deep. And now when you were saying knowledge is bondage, initially I was like, we used to remember saying knowledge is freedom because it gives you freedom, like, when you know. But I can see that it's you, when you say it's borrowed, that's when it's bondage because you're just taking it. When you make it wisdom, you go seek your own truth. I love the way you explain that the only thing that our own is our soul or consciousness because we don't get it from anybody else. Lot to think. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Rameshji?
Thanks a lot, Dineshji. Very, very beautiful wisdom. Indeed, when I read the statement, knowledge is bondage, I had similar questions, Okay, this is going to be an interesting sharing. And I see very clearly how much the humanity is in bondage out of the knowledge that is gained from outside. And the biggest bondage, very clearly, that is specified and spoken here is the religion. That is the base for every misery, that is majority of the misery happening across the world. So breaking out of that bondage and truly realizing one's own consciousness liberates completely. Indeed, when I used to live in Egypt, when we get into a taxi drivers used to ask, are you Muslim? Are you Christian? So I used to tell them, I am sometimes Hindu, sometimes Muslim, sometimes Christian, sometimes something else. And indeed, sometimes I say, I'm born Hindu. Now I am of no religion or of every religion. So this happened when I realized, we choose various lives, we live various experiences, and we cannot be in a small box of being in, with one religion, but embracing the wisdom from everywhere. So very beautiful. Thanks a lot, Dinesh. Thanks a lot. And very beautifully explained about, how the body doesn't belong to us. And it is the mind that captures the knowledge that binds us, but it's the soul that liberates us.
So you put it very well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nagendraji?
Namaste, Dinesh.
Long time.
I was thinking, that even this knowledge that we learn today comes from the scriptures. So, I mean, and I don't know why our discussions went into religion, because knowledge, it didn't say that religious knowledge is bondage, right? So just to make a point, like, okay, I understood with the example which you gave about nothing except the soul belongs to us, but or to yeah, because that is who we are, right? Our soul. And but gaining something good, because I don't think the scriptures are telling us to divide or to
They're not.
None of the scriptures do that. At least Sanatan Dharma doesn't do that. I mean, where this knowledge you just shared, yeah. So I wouldn't be so against religion, practicing religion, or as long as, because both of them can go together side by side, yeah. Seeking self-awareness or being enlightenment, gaining that enlightenment by connecting with your soul, and practicing it every day through meditation, that can coexist with being a religious person. So that's, I'm not a religious person. I haven't read any of the Vedas or Upanishads. And I think it takes a decade to really go through all the scriptures, Hindu scriptures. So it's a bit late for me to start now. But I think I really respect the guys who have read all the scriptures, who give us that knowledge. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's making people wiser. It's only some people, you find in every religion who want to take advantage of this, make money out of this, and make it a business. So for that, I think we should be aware that there's a distinction between bondage, religious bondage, and religious awareness, good things that we learn from religion. So I hope I could make my point clear.
No, it is one can be religious. The only thing which is that we should not stop at the pointers. We need to go beyond to basically experience or realize who we truly are.
Absolutely.
All scriptures, gurus, places of pilgrimage, everything is but a pointer. It leads you to a particular direction. But when we go beyond, then we understand, well, that is the true knowledge, which is then not a bondage. Thank you, Nagendra. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you everyone for joining this evening's meditation and wisdom sharing session. We're going to take a short few weeks break from the Shiva Sutras.